Last time on Trail of Champions, I can't remember what last time was. I've slept since then. So to basically sum it up, wow, this goes back quite a ways. Okay, to basically sum it up, the group went to go see Nobilia. Comes to find out, it isn't Nobilia. It's actually Carmen. She looks like Nobilia. Nobilia is away on a diplomatic mission somewhere beneath Waterdeep, so in the Underdark. What could go wrong there? So a lot of this is just back and forth between Nobilia and the group. Trym in this time it seems like she's made a pretty close bond with a little girl named Browning, who hates Alvin. And we're not really sure what she thinks of Aldrik, since Aldrik basically insulted her brother, who Alvin killed, and that's the reason she hates Alvin. But Aldrik didn't mean to insult her brother, who Alvin killed. Okay, this is getting complicated. And then Acodo had to go to like a family dinner that was gonna like announce his brother's engagement to Nobilia or something like that. And Nobilia, of course, hasn't agreed to that, and so Acodo is planning with his champions and Alvin present, or Nobilia's champion, something like that, to formally reject Acodo's brother's proposal, which ought to be fun. Also come to find out that Luke Sunbright from the Daggerford Church of Lathander has taken over the Church of Lathander Heroes, and so Trym is not looking forward to that. Anyway, so I think the agenda for tonight is to basically get into the Masked Lord meeting and stuff, and yeah, and we have a new player, so I'm looking forward to that. So I will stop rambling now. I think I got the general gist. Not really like anything huge has happened necessarily. Yeah. Okay, so I'll put this on pause.
With sort of introductions, it'll be an abbreviated version. Paul, I'm going to have you introduce yourself, and then I'll have Aldrik and Trym also introduce themselves, just since you guys are the ones who are kind of new. And then we'll probably have the character introduction a little later, if that makes sense.
So just as a person?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Paul. I live in Hawaii. I guess this is like my second year playing D&D, somewhere in there. And that about covers it.
Oh, it's my second year playing D&D too.
Cool.
My name is Kat, and I live in the wild and woolly west of Oklahoma.
I don't call it west.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
And I'm Everett. I live in Northern California, the Bay Area. And this was my first real D&D game when I started this one. Which was, now that I think about it, a little over a year ago?
Yep.
A lot over a year ago, wasn't it?
Well, I think I started in January.
Oh, that's right. You did. Okay, so we'll go ahead, jump into the campaign, and we'll probably have you describe characters when you guys actually meet. I'm missing something. Okay. All right. I'm going to say right now it is dawn at the Noozer's household. McCath has come over, and the carriage is waiting outside. McCath came from the yawning portal. Sorry, and it's a touch before dawn, I'm going to have to say, or else you guys would be late.
Is Boris up and around at all?
He is up and around.
They were going to say he's hiding in his workshop, waiting for him.
I mean,
yeah,
do we know? Have we seen him?
Yeah, I would say he was in the kitchen kind of helping get people fed. Carmen, you have not seen.
Aldrik will go in and talk to him just real quick and mention that McCath had found her way over, and that she may have some similar interests to he as far as scholarship, particularly with regards to sentient weapons, and that she has some ideas about Till Dawn is interested in knowing more about Hazaron.
He looks a little cautious, but he nods. Says, I will make sure to talk to her when you guys return. Okay. So when McCath comes over, carriage is there, you guys all climb in. It's a relatively, 5-10 minute carriage ride over to the castle. The castle itself, the gates already open, and you are recognized pretty quickly, brought into the council room. It is right about dawn. So let me actually... This. I think I'm missing council room inside.
Sorry, I thought my mic was like just straight off. Why it's doing?
Yeah, that's no problem. It wasn't bad on my end.
Yeah, it was super faint.
Oh, we've experienced much worse.
Yeah, way worse.
It made Cindy sound like a goddess.
You mean she isn't?
I am definitely not. Okay, let's see. I am actually... Okay, I apologize. I thought I had the council room open, but it looks like when we last left the council room, some of the council members left too for some reason, so... Just need to find them again.
warlock is staying at the Newsers for the meeting, right?
I would
Yes,
say
yes,
probably.
yes.
I wasn't asking you, Acodo.
I just realized I never gave that short bow back to the guys. I borrowed it from their boat and never gave it back.
They will never trust you with anything again.
Oh no.
What do they teach in monk school?
That forgetfulness forgives all things. Oh, well, I'm sure I'll use it way more than they ever will.
Okay. Okay, when you guys enter the council room chamber, there's a couple of different faces and a couple of the same faces. You do see that Nabelia is there as well. She's kind of off to the side. Alvin probably kind of knew ahead of time that she would be there. And as soon as you guys enter, the open lord who is up on essentially the throne calls the meeting to order. So among the new faces that you see is essentially just that there is an additional dwarf there. And Paul, I'm going to have you go ahead and describe what they see.
Okay. Duergrim is kind of a heavily built dwarf. He's about 4'10", which I think is on the taller side. He's wearing, well, he has a long black beard and short black hair. He's wearing silver and bronze armor that's inlaid with runes and holy symbols of Moradin. And I don't know if weapons are allowed in here.
They are.
Okay. He has a giant hammer on his back. And that covers it.
Okay. I will have you guys describe what he sees as you guys enter.
Shall we go in alphabetical order? According
Sure.
to the chat?
Sure.
Sure. What do you see a human around 6 feet tall, weighs around 180 feet. He's got hazel eyes. He's tanned, sandy blonde hair. You see him dressed in fine robes, little leathers here and there. He's seen usually. You see him kind of carrying together a tome, which is like to his side. but you see his presentation. He's clean. He smells nice. I like to think.
If you get close to him.
Smells nice. He looks very presentable. And let's see, that's about it.
Okay. Aldrik?
Looking at Aldrik is certainly shorter. Oh, one thing I was going to mention, roughly how old does Duergrim look? Does he look, young for a dwarf?
He's definitely young for a dwarf. An adult, but young.
Okay. So you see probably a little older dwarf. Certainly not old for a dwarf, but well into his adulthood. Roughly 4'2", a little bit shorter, but very stocky. Certainly very thickly built. He's wearing really some fairly simple robes that could well be robes of a priest of Lathander potentially, but it could also be fairly general. You can see a little bit of armor kind of peeking out from underneath the robes. He has a shield strapped to his back, which has the symbol of Lathander on it, the rising sun. And is wearing an amulet around his neck, also with the rising sun. You might notice that he actually doesn't seem to be carrying a weapon of any sort. He's got a fairly long, really dark brown beard, and matching very dark brown hair, almost black.
Okay.
Okay. You see a tall, maybe just a little above 6 foot, bald human, tan skin. He has amber, nearly gold eyes, but he isn't even looking remotely in your direction. He seems focused on someone else entirely, and he's touching the ring on his left hand. He's wearing deep blue, very fine robes with a hood he's not currently wearing. There's a house crest embroidered on one of the sleeves, I think. I can't remember exactly where it's embroidered.
Yeah, it's along the hem of one of the sleeves.
And resting kind of in the nook of his arm comfortably is a quarterstaff, intricately engraved.
Okay. Trym?
Okay, so you see a halfling woman, well into her adult age. She's about 3'5". She has big, bright green eyes, long, wavy golden hair that's pulled into a side braid. She also has a long scar that starts above her right eyebrow and ambles down over the bridge of her nose and ends on the top of her left cheekbone, kind of right below her eye. She's wearing like a blue tunic and black boots, and she has on plate armor. On the breastplate is the symbol of Lathander. On her shoulders are these huge gauntlets, and strapped to her back is a greatsword. And she looks like she would rather be anywhere but here right now.
So to clarify, she has actual gauntlets for shoulder pads.
I don't think they're actual gauntlets.
No. They're symbols.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're symbols of the Order of the Gauntlet.
Yes.
Okay.
She loves.
No.
So one of the dwarves in the room, Duergrim, is someone from the Order of the Gauntlet. You can tell he's got plate mail. He's got a big old gauntlet on the front of his chest, which matches the ones that Trym has on her shoulders. He actually is looking very approvingly of her armor choice.
Trym glares at him.
He's used to that too.
Yeah.
All right. So the Open Lord is. We're meeting here today for an update. And I think we should start with the people who went northernmost. I see that they were successful, hopefully completely successful. And welcome back to society, McCath, the Crimson. McCath kind of nods. She looks pretty much like Trym, not wanting to be there. She's a tiefling, just so Duergrim knows. Let me see if I can... Nope, sorry. Let me see. I was going to see if I can pull her in, but I think I have to... Anyway, she's a red tiefling. You can see where she gets the crimson part from. She also doesn't look like she wants to be here. She looks like she would rather be with her books, but she just kind of nods.
Aldrik turns to Acodo. Acodo, would you like to give a report?
Sure. We arrived at the town of Luskin, where we took the ship that was...
Froskin.
Yeah, Froskin, there we go. I was trying to remember. Yeah, we took the Froskin, and we eventually arrived to Oyavigatan, where we've later found out how do you pronounce that name? Arathor? Arathor. Yeah. Was one of his many lairs. We eventually infiltrated this lair, and this is where we found McCath. She has given us various information on the Dracorn. We managed to fight this dragon and managed to run it off, giving us a chance to escape and make our way back here.
So Onthar actually says, "You didn't kill it?"
No, we did not have a chance. It ran away before we could finish the job.
I nearly had its head. She looks very bitter.
Alvin just shakes his head behind Trym.
Yeah,
Like, no.
Aldrik glances over at her, just like in disbelief.
She looks at Aldrik and shrugs. I did, though.
Aldrik nods slowly and just looks back up at the lords.
So, Lady Silverhand says, "Did you obtain an alliance with the Arcane Brotherhood?"
Aldrik looks at Acodo, who had met with the leader.
Did not attain a alliance.
No, but we've made great bounds in alliance with the giants.
And I think we at least impressed the Arcane Brotherhood, but as I recall, that wasn't written into our mission, was it?
Lady Silverhand says, "No, it wasn't explicitly stated. Alliances at this point would be very helpful if we are to go against a god. So, tell me about the alliance with the giants."
I think Lacticus said he wanted to go speak with him, right? Because I remember him saying that he was allied with us, but he needed to go speak with the other giants in order to get them on board, right?
Out of character, yeah. He was gonna
Yeah.
separate.
If I remember correctly, when we originally presented it to him, he said he would think about it. And then when he picked us up again to take us towards Luskin, I guess, he said he thought about it and he would meet the other giants and try to convince them to join the alliance. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think that's what I remember.
And he had agreed that he himself would be a part of it and would provide transportation to us, but also would help himself. Sort of sounded like, right? But he couldn't make promises with others.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
good.
Did he give you an idea when he could make promises?
Did he give us a? I think he gave us a timeline, didn't he? That how long it was going to take him to talk, or am I making that up?
If he did, I did not write it down.
He specifically said after dropping us that he was heading to continue to discuss with them, right?
I just can't remember if he gave us a timeline or not.
I mean, we have a means of contacting him if it's pressing that we get a timeline.
Says, well, let us see what else other council members have to say. Maybe we will have a timeline as to when we will move against the well dragon. She also says this meeting can take place now, but I do have another meeting after this that I will probably ask a couple of people in this room to attend.
Trym crosses her fingers behind her back.
Alvin nods.
Okay. Now she says, who would like to give the next report? And Anthar kind of like steps up and he says, well, I have a report from the order. The Gauntlet sent people out, quite a few of the paladins and fighters out to try to scout the Well of Dragons. We lost quite a few men. Turns out there were at least on the outer perimeter about 8 dragons we encountered, all different colors, different ages, and we had to retreat.
Trym actually looks somewhat impressed.
Yeah, so a frontal assault would be suicide at this point in time.
We need more power. We need more alliances. The Gauntlet, while we are strong, we are alone would not be able to take on so many dragons.
Well, has anyone been talking to the metallic dragons? Are they on board with us?
You're asking in council, right?
Yes.
So Lady Silverhand says, yes, I've sent emissaries over to the metallic dragons. I have not heard back, but I do know that they are trying to talk to the King of Justice, who would be the Gold Dragon in charge of the Metallic Dragon Council. I have not heard back from them yet.
Alright. So that's 3 alliances that are maybe sort of kind of there. Ish.
She says, we cannot win this war on maybe kind of sort of ish.
Trym nods. Don't I know it?
Leosin steps forward and he says, the Harpers have been working on rumors that have been brought forward by more than one set of people. Brought forward by the Emerald Alliance. Brought forward by the dwarves. But that the Cult of the Dragon is working to build additional temples, one for each head of Tiamat.
To what end?
We don't know yet. We are looking at the rumored sites. It is possible many things. But some of our information leads us to believe that similar to dragons enjoying many layers to hold their treasure, that Tiamat might want the same. And the Cult of the Dragon is trying to provide that. Another possible rumor is that the cult itself, similar to the heads of Tiamat, has different leaders within, and they might each want to have their own temple.
Well, given what we know, the little bit of leadership with regards to the worm speakers, that doesn't sound surprising at all.
Lady Silverhand says, "Well, I do not want Tiamat to have more than one home on this world. I don't want it to have any, but if it has more than one, it can retreat. And we'll be chasing it forever."
I think we're certainly in agreement there.
Yeah, Acodo nods.
Right. Ideally, we won't let her be summoned at all, right?
That would be ideal.
To that end, do we have any further information on location of the masks?
We have a bit. Leosin, didn't you say that the Harpers had information on the White Dragon? And Leosin says, "Well, we have information on a couple. We believe Severin, the Red Worm Speaker, is holed up in the Well of Dragons with the mask. But Verum, the White Worm Speaker, has been seen outside of the Well of Dragons, and without the mask."
Without the mask?
Without the mask.
Where has he been seen outside of the Well of Dragons, specifically?
So that took us a little bit of time to nail down, but we did find that he was last seen at a place called Bresker Bridge, or the Serpent Hills.
Would you write that down, please?
Yeah, sorry. Alright, making sure I'm spelling this right. Guess I should put it in people's. He says also someone has been in touch with the Harpers about the possibility of another mask, though to be honest, we're not sure we trust the source, but the blue dragon mask might be within our grasp.
Why don't you trust the source?
Because we find that people just who approach us at various towns and taverns aren't always trustworthy.
Where would this location be?
It is, well, we are meeting this person up north. He has not told us the location yet. But I'm hoping by the next time the council meets, we'll have additional information, as well as the reliability of this source.
Was there any mention of Galvin?
There was not.
Out of character, Galvin is the blue worm speaker? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I had in my notes. And out of character, we haven't been told about a green worm speaker. I don't have that in my notes. If we have
Yeah, I don't either. But they know something about the green mass that they didn't want to tell us last time. For reasons they also didn't want to tell us. Alvin was also just about to ask about that, see if they're more willing to diverge information in that regard.
Okay, yeah, Trym was about to too, so go ahead.
You want me to, or do you want to?
Now you go ahead.
Okay, in character. I will ask, what of the green mask? I believe we spoke of it briefly last time, but you didn't seem inclined to provide any more information on it.
So, Lady Silverhand says, we do know that there is a green dragon that has been attacking the towns around the Misty Forest. And this green dragon seems to have a taste for elves.
And you believe that's related to the mask?
We believe it might be related to the green worm speaker.
You seem to imply you had a lot more, I had a bit more confidence in the location and wielder of the green dragon mask before. Has something changed?
We are still waiting for confirmation.
Alvin frowns, doesn't say anything else.
So, with all this waiting on confirmation, what would be our next best target? Or do you have something else completely different in mind for us?
She says, let me get the last members of the council to give their reports. First, she looks over. Sorry, at King Bronnanville. And he says, I have not agreed to an alliance. While I am here as an ambassador for our peoples, I have not yet promised our blood to be shed, nor our equipment to be used in this fight.
Aldrik distinctly raises an eyebrow at that.
There's another sort of kind of maybe-ish.
Yeah. He says, the halfling has a good question. What is the next step? Where is this council going to point? Where is the leadership leading this?
Trym looks shocked that she had a good question.
And a dwarf's compliment you a good question.
Oh, she's shocked all the way around. Where was the insult in that?
Lady Silverhand says, well, Your Majesty, that question is to be answered, I was hoping you would first give a report of what you do know from the northern clans. And he says, well, we have heard of temples being built, of stone being transported. So we can confirm, at least partially, what the Harpers have been talking about. Now, as to the locations, one of the questions was in the north, and there is a tower there, Zonthal's Tower, that is rumored to have seen cultists and dragons. In the areas around it.
Could you write that name, please?
Yes. And Lady Silverhand says, I have made an agreement with the northern clans to assure them that we are making progress in our fight against Tiamat. They've asked for a representative to be joining you to see the hope we have and alliances we forge.
Is she speaking to our group?
Yes.
Aldrik looks on with growing curiosity.
I mean no offense, but our journeys are very dangerous. If the representative is not capable, there is an extremely high chance that he will die.
The king says, I am positive that kin of mine can survive anything you guys can survive.
Duergrim nods, but continues saying nothing.
Alvin shrugs. Okay.
Trym chuckles slightly. Oh, that's what they all say. But I'm not going to put up an argument if they want to send someone, as long as they can swing an axe or something.
We're done downstairs.
She says, and we have one more report. King Melandrarch from the Misty Forest does not have a report about the Misty Forest. He has been on a mission not to forge an alliance, but an odd message came to us. An offer to forge an alliance from them versus from Waterdeep. So King Melandrarch steps forward and he says, yes, we were invited, the Lord's Alliance was invited to meet with a representative from the Red Wizards of Thay. They are looking for rogue wizards
Did they give the names of any of these rogue wizards?
They are not sure of the name. They do not trust any of previous Red Wizards of Thay that have left Thay. They seem to think that one or more among them are planning to overthrow their ruler. They also suspect that maybe one or more of them are helping the cult of the dragon. They would like us to send representatives to meet in Thay.
We can certainly confirm that at least 2 Red Wizards of Thay were involved with helping the cult.
Now only one.
Yeah.
So Lady Silverhand says, the problem is there are hundreds of Red Wizards of Thay that have left Thay because of the disagreement.
Are they looking for names, or what information are they seeking?
King Melandark says, we're not completely sure. They are looking for a group to travel to Thay, but they need to make arrangements there. And Lady Silverhand says, as well as guarantees as to the group's safety. Thay is a very strong and powerful enemy, but being so far away has kept Waterdeep safe. But anyone of consequence in Thay is a spellcaster. And as you know, their supreme leader is a lich.
I see. Are you proposing that we would be this group?
I am not proposing anything until we know more about what they wish. There are so many exiles here, we don't keep track of them. Some do good, but some do not.
I believe we mentioned this previously, but it might bear repeating. Wrath Modar appeared to be the head Thay that we dealt with when fighting the cult. He escaped, but the one called Gaku, I believe, is the one we slayed.
Yes, it wouldn't surprise me if there were more exiles. Leosin says at this point, we think that what they want to do is bring Tiamat in to fight against their supreme leader. And then the exiles would go back to Thay. And Undar says, but we're just kind of guessing.
Okay, so that's another thing on the back burner.
Lady Silverhand. Oh, go ahead.
All through the conversation of the Thayans, Red Wizards of Thay, Trym has bristled and has just remained silent.
Lady Silverhand says, I do not know if anything will come of it. I don't know if I want to be an ally to a government that we've been an enemy to for so many years. and to a lich.
Would you rather have the lesser evil?
I would rather have no evil, but I think first we need to hear what their proposal is. When they come to us with a meeting time and place, I will bring it to the council.
At the very least, it seems that a non-aggression pact of sorts would be beneficial, even if a formal alliance cannot be reached.
As I understand, I do not plan to fight a war on many fronts.
Certainly, if an agreement could be reached, the fact that we would be coming from the north, while they would be coming from the east, would be beneficial.
King Melandark says, they seem to be of the opinion, at least the ambassador I met, seemed to be of the opinion that the red wizards, the exiled ones, were needed to actually perform the magic to bring Tiamat from the Nine Hells, that it couldn't be done without them.
That would certainly explain their interest in the cult's interest in the red wizards. And it gives us a possible vector to disrupt their plans if we can make headway into removing or otherwise dealing with these rogue red wizards that might delay things, which would be beneficial.
Well, yeah. Nods. Yes. Council will meet again soon, as soon as we have updates. Can be expecting updates from the metallic dragons, from Fae, from the Harpers regarding this blue dragon mask. Mikath, will you return to the... Find out all you know. Oh, am I breaking up?
Yeah, you're breaking up a
You
fair
just
bit.
broke up there.
Sorry. Okay. Any better?
Sounds better right now.
Yeah.
It's probably going to give up on me again. Okay. So Lady Silverhand says that she plans to call a third council once there's an update on several things, which include the metallic dragons, Fae, the Harpers, finding out more about this blue dragon mask. And she does ask Mikath to help with the scholars, with the Harpers, to give them information regarding the Drakehorn, and to see whether or not the cult is any closer to the secret language of the Drakehorn, or if the council can obtain or duplicate the Drakehorn, whether or not they might be able to give a counter sound. And Mikath says, that is satisfactory, but I cannot guarantee that the Arcane Brotherhood will be joining you in this fight. I will ask.
It might be. I'm sorry, Trym, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say some of us might be able to write some letters to maybe help convince them. She's looking at Acodo as she says this. You know, at least maybe sweeten the deal a little bit.
Yeah, I'll just have the the archmage take over my body. I mean, he's halfway there, so.
You don't say that out loud.
No, I'm not saying that out loud.
Was that in character? That's kind of problematic.
Yeah, let's not tell the
Nothing
council
about
that, please.
No. Mm-mm.
Minor details, really.
Yeah, I thought just
Character.
his head, as Trym says that.
Alvin will mention there's a very high likelihood the cult has a great deal of books and other forms of knowledge they're using to summon Tiamat. That would be of a lot of value to the Arcane Brotherhood should they throw their lot in with us.
Macath says, I agree. While they don't appear to be great readers, I suspect that part of any dragon horde, including Tiamat, would have much resources and books and scrolls. Lady Silverhand says, well, to me it sounds like the easiest or the next step would be to have you find Varum the White and hopefully get his dragon mask from him.
I'm inclined to agree.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Aldrik nods.
Acodo does as well.
Says we can probably make arrangements to get you close to the Serpent Hills. Oh.
Out of character, where is the Serpent Hills relative to where we've been before?
I just pulled up a map. It's like southeast of us.
So we're going south, okay.
It's east of Dragonspear Castle.
Oh, okay.
Dragonspear.
Yeah.
Okay. So northeast of Baldur's Gate.
Gotcha.
And almost due north of Elturel.
Okay. We're not taking a caravan there, right?
Yeah, we would have flown over. We would have flown over there when we went. When he got dropped off down south, wherever it was.
Okay.
Scornabel, that's right. Right, Scornabel, is that where we dropped off?
At one
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we had we found the poor club family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rip them.
Say...
Wait, isn't Scornubel also where we lost the last mask? No, wait, that was
That was
Yartar.
the awful
That's
city
a-
with the Revenant.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Yartar.
Yeah.
Tartar, that's it.
Scornia Bill was where we threw those guys over the bridge in the water.
Yes,
Yep.
that's right. I've got that right now. That was a good day. Yartar was a bad day. Very bad day.
But Trym had to write Alvin a 3-page apology.
Yep.
And then also in Scornabel, yeah.
Yep, Scornubel was just great all the way around. Yartar was awful.
Yeah, Yartar is the worst city so far. Okay, but anyways. Yeah, it sounds like Varum is our best bet at the moment.
Lady Silverhand says, I will talk to my advisors about the best way to get you there in a timely fashion, because it sounds as if it'd be very important to be close to Varum's trail.
Olin nods.
And we might even be able to make some arrangements late tonight or early tomorrow morning.
That would be good.
Would the representative be ready in that time?
Duergrim nods.
Oh, is it you? Alvin waves.
Aldrik gives a much closer look at this dwarf, knowing that he might be joining them.
Trym very clearly starts to assess this dwarf with a very skeptical eye.
Acodo gives a slight bow.
Duergrim nods to Acodo.
He didn't wave back.
I know.
They never wave back.
They never don't. Maybe you should try bowing, Alvin.
But I mean, yeah, maybe. I thought
I'll-
waving was more friendly.
Aldrik just rolls his eyes at this discussion.
Maybe you should glower and I glare.
I don't glower. I don't. Why do people keep saying that?
You don't glower, Alvin.
I know. Tell your aunt that.
A tiny bit of a smile starts to twitch on Aldrik's face, but he works to suppress it.
She says, "Do you have any questions for the council?"
I do not believe I do.
Let's see. I don't know who. I don't know if they might know this, but Acodo speaks up and says, I'm not sure if anyone is familiar with the Serpent Hills, but we are looking for an herb by the name of tamarisk.
And why?
It pertains to a for Hazaron, but pertains to a destruction of a magical artifact. It's nothing of importance. It's just something in regards to my apprenticeship. But I figured since we're on our way over there, might as well get information on that.
Lady Silverhand says, "Would you like to meet with an alchemist later?"
I would. That would be greatly appreciated.
I'll make arrangements.
Thank you.
Aldrik steps forward. Has there been any discussion between the council and the Church of Lathander? I know the church had been involved, at least in the early days, with investigating this cult, which is how we came to be involved. And at least one of their Dawn Lords had been lost for some time, having been sent off to investigate. And of course, there's that recent issue there at the church as well.
Lady Silverhand says, "I have not been in touch with the church recently. They had some event that happened in the last few weeks that sounds like they had an internal matter. And immediately following that, they, how shall we say it, stopped communicating with those outside the church as readily. Do you believe the church would be able to form alliances to help against the dragon?"
Aldrik pauses with a slight frown on his face. I think that there are some within the church who are certainly prepared to do all they can to fight the cult in all of its ways. Although it sounds like this internal matter bears further investigation before I can make any sort of statements to their long-term ability to be of assistance. He glances somewhat worriedly back at Trym.
Trym just sighs.
Okay, well, I wish good health and safe journeys. I'll be in touch.
And the same to you.
Aldrik nods and bows slightly.
And then she kind of looks and says, "I have one additional meeting that I don't know if we'll form an alliance, but if anyone would like to attend, they are more than welcome to."
Aldrik straightens back up. With whom?
Well, the easiest way to put it is a devil.
Oh,
Trym looked like she was about to step backwards to bow out, but then she suddenly perks up and steps forwards.
Aldrik's eyes widen significantly. It
Duergrim
seems
also
that could
looks
use some
interested.
elaboration.
Yeah. She says, well, the meeting cannot take place in Castle Waterdeep. There's too many wards, too many safety checks. But I am to meet with Lord Volmer. They claim that they are against Tiamat, and I feel that is enough to warrant a meeting.
Lord of Bulmer?
Yes.
Well, can't believe I'm saying this, but if you're looking for people to join you in this meeting, I'll go along.
Aldrik looks over at Trym, surprised that she's interested in any sort of meeting.
If it can't happen Waterdeep, where will it be happening exactly?
It'll be happening northward. We have agreed upon a neutral area outside the Mere of Dead Men.
Lovely location.
Yes. My teleporter will make arrangement. And I can get us back.
What kind of timeline are you looking at for this meeting? I believe we had another engagement this afternoon.
I don't anticipate actually allying with devils. But usually if they make an agreement, they hold to their agreement.
Are you planning to go directly from here to that meeting? Or will it be sometime later today?
She says, I am going now. Older Ravengard has agreed to go with me. I'd prefer not having too many members of the council in jeopardy at once. Lord Neverember was previously
fine with us being endangered, just as long as it's not the council members.
She says, she's all, you said it.
Oh, yeah, Alvin will go.
I mean, I've got nothing else to do.
That's not true. We have a meeting with your brother.
That's true.
Well, and we're supposed to be going to the Church of Lathander.
Hey, it's dawn. It's super early in the day. We have all day.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The soonest thing we have is Acodo's meeting at Heroes Walk.
Yeah.
But ideally, this won't last till noon.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Aldrik nods. Upon hearing the other three express their interest, Aldrik nods that he's willing to go.
Never seen a devil before.
Okay. Says, well, if you would care to follow me to our teleportation room. And then the rest of the council kind of disperses. So who's going again? Who has agreed?
Alvin's agreed.
And Acodo.
It sounded like all four of us.
Duergrim didn't say anything, but he's going.
All right. So, yes, she leads the way to the teleportation room in Castle Waterdeep. The scribe kind of looks up and stands up immediately and says, I received what you sent, and I can send you there. Yes. And so you guys step onto the teleportation circle and get sent, appearing in a very familiar area, or at least the smells are familiar. The Mere of Dead Men, the swamp is it's early morning on the swamp. There's still some odd lights that play out over the mist. And there is a large tent set up at the side of the swamp.
Acodo lets out a loud sigh as he pulls out his handkerchief. Pulls it over his mouth.
Oh, I wish I had grog with me.
I wish you didn't.
Do devils sleep in tents?
Well, I imagine they're, for the most part, kind of like us, Alvin. I mean, if I poke them with my sword, bad things tend to happen, so I imagine they probably need a tent to get out of the weather.
You should not do that while we're here, for the record.
Well, no, I don't plan on it.
How often do you plan things, Trym?
Not often.
How often do things happen anyway?
She starts grinning. A lot?
Yeah.
Look, my hands are right here. I'll stick them in my pockets.
Your armor has pockets?
She crosses her arms and just gives him the look.
Ah, armpits, the nature's pockets.
Lady Silverhand moves up to the tent, and she's got her staff with her. And as soon as she gets to the edge, the flap kind of opens. And like I said, it's a large tent. You guys could all easily fit in there. And she says, I'm here to meet with Lord Volmer. And he says, and this is in your head and not out loud, welcome, come on in.
Ooh, is it that thing killed us?
Yeah, damn it. I want that.
So as you guys enter, the tent is large and pretty much empty. There is like a single chair there. There's a man all in black, a very pale, gaunt face, and there's 7 people around him, also in black, that have red painted faces. And in your head, he says, "Thank you for meeting with me." The Lady Silverhand says, "As agreed, this is on neutral territory. Why did you want to meet?" And he says, I represent a group from the 9 Hells. And we would prefer that Tiamat not be freed.
If I may ask, why do you prefer it that way?
Because she's a god that leaks her magic into the 9 Hells. Provides energy for other creatures, don't we say?
So this comes down to you guys like the power that you have and you don't really want anyone else to siphon off of her?
Do you plan to siphon off of her if she escapes?
No, I plan to probably die underfoot. One big stomp, squish.
He's not really good at plans.
I actually don't plan for her to come out.
Well, we would prefer that as well. At least some of it. There are others that would not mind having her the nine hells, but I'm not one of them.
What are you prepared to do to assist us in preventing her from leaving?
I don't plan to really do anything. I plan to give you some information that can be helpful. Something that cannot be traced to us.
Okay.
We plan to hunt down these exiled red wizards. There's more than the one you've encountered. We know it. We've caught him talking to others.
And you will provide us with the names and locations of these others?
We will.
And apart from fighting to prevent the release of Tiamat, what else do you ask?
Asking you to fight against Tiamat is not something that you would avoid if you don't agree with us. I think you would fight either way. So a bargain is only a deal if there's something that would benefit each that wouldn't be there otherwise.
Like Tiamat leaving. If we don't kill the Thayans you want us to kill. You're in the same situation we are.
Some of that is true. We don't like the exiled Thayans. But we will ask that you leave Thay alone, without interference.
For the duration of this Tiamat incident.
Why should there be a restriction just to the Tiamat?
Because speaking indefinitely would not be a very even bargain.
Aldrik looks over at the lady, curious about her lack of participation in this initial stages of negotiation.
That's because she's looking in the book. No, okay. So, yeah. She says, we have no alliance with Thay. But we are not at war with them either. But I cannot promise that that's going to be indefinite forever. And I truly believe that we would be able to obtain this information without your assistance.
It would seem to me that you simply providing this information would be to your benefit as well as to our benefits. It would help you and help us. I don't know what else there would need to be negotiated.
Alvin, no, it's, as I said, we're in a circumstance. You stand to benefit from it in the same degree and manner that we do. You want to maintain your status quo, we want to maintain ours.
if we give you the names of these exiles and you kill them, at what point would you consider that you have disrupted their organization, their resurrection enough?
I suppose when we've finished your list of names.
Or when we have somehow, in some other way, made it so that we know that Tiamat may not return. I think the only reason we would not kill as many of them as anticipated would be if there was some other way we were able to determine that we had prevented Tiamat's return. In which case, it would still be.
Ladies Overhand says, "Let me see the list." He snaps his fingers. One of the brings up a list. It's very close. It's one essentially sheet of parchment that's closely written with a number of names and location. He takes the list. She says, "I will not make any promises, except as we are trying to make some agreement. We will not attack anyone on this list until we have formalized the duration of, why don't we say, alliance." And Lord Volmer says, "You mortals really have short lifespans. So if you promise 100 years, it's just a snap of our fingers. We would want longer than that." Yeah, she kind of hands the sheet back and says, "I could not promise anywhere close to 100 years.
Yeah, then I suppose you're better off killing them yourself. Unless you can't, for some reason.
The only mortals who could promise you more than 100 years would be the dwarves and the elves, most likely."
He says, "She could." And Lady Silverhand says, "I could, but I won't." I think we are done with this discussion. Thank you for meeting Lord Volmer.
Alvin waves goodbye.
He doesn't look too happy as you guys leave, but he doesn't actually stop you guys. As you guys step out of the tent, you can kind of see the mist in the horizon and on the swamp has kind of dissipated a little bit. You can see more of the environment. You can actually see quite a few eyes kind of like sticking out of the water. And beyond, you think you can kind of see a dark shape on the horizon. But that's about it. She says, "I think it's time to return to Waterdeep." And she casts teleportation. You guys end up at the teleportation circle.
But does she? How far away from the tent do we move before she casts teleport?
Probably about 100 feet.
Okay. Before we teleport back to Waterdeep, can Alvin stop her?
Mm-hmm.
And say, "I'm not sure how much you already know, but I believe it'd be pertinent to inform you that the haversack you gave us previously had a gem encrusted on it that the cult was using to spy on us for a large duration of our travel, and that in part is the reason why we encountered so much trouble in Yortar."
No, I wasn't aware of this. I'll have to talk to the captain of my guard and find out who was in charge of giving you the haversack. It was
Okay.
only the haversack?
That's the only thing we noticed.
Yeah.
A friend of mine pointed it out.
Aldrik smiles.
She was very upset that I didn't notice sooner.
I'll talk to the captain of my guard. Most of the times, foci for scrying do not work around me. But take them out of Waterdeep, I could see where that would be a problem.
I buried it in the fields outside Yartar, but I wasn't really sure what else to do with it.
It can be destroyed, but burying works very well.
Oh. I believe it also should be mentioned that there is the unfortunate incident that a revenant has taken to trying to kill me. I don't know how or if it would even try to get into Waterdeep.
If I may interject, is
Yes.
this the place for this particular conversation?
It is, because we are far away from Waterdeep and prying gears.
Yeah.
Unless you know of a better place.
Anywhere away from devils, you daft bastard.
The devils that are 100 feet way over there.
Oh, that's far enough away for you.
Yeah? Can you hear from 100 feet away?
You are a daft bastard.
Oh, okay. Alvin looks very confused by the unexpected aggression.
Looks between confused and shocked and amused.
Is there anything else? What's your name? Duergrim? Duergrim?
Yes.
Okay, don't interrupt when I'm talking to Lady Silverhand next time, please, okay?
No, I will interrupt when I please.
Ah.
When you leave us in danger, let's get somewhere safe before you start talking about this stupid shite.
Maybe you didn't understand me, that Waterdeep is not safe, which is why I had the conversation here.
So, your conversation is about how you were being spied upon when you were outside of Waterdeep, and the lady tells you that you weren't being spied upon while you were in Waterdeep because the
No.
foci doesn't work there, and you're saying, oh, let's stay outside of Waterdeep for longer.
Forgive me, Lady Silverhand. Did you say you can't be spied upon while in Waterdeep, or while we are near you?
It is both.
Ah. Anything else, Duergrim?
Let's get the fuck out of here.
So angry. Alright. But anyways, last bit I had, just forewarning you, Lady Silverhand, is a revenant may or may not try to infiltrate Waterdeep.
And it would be after you.
It was last time, before we killed it. But
From-
apparently they don't stay dead, so
No, and from Yartar, you were saying.
yes.
Okay.
We went north immediately after Yartar, but I don't know how far north it would have gone before it tried to come back to Waterdeep.
I would think, given the speed with which we traveled, we would have a decent amount of time before it would be here. And especially if we are leaving again, it seems likely that it would have to change direction again, but it is prudent to at least inform you of the possibility.
Yeah, I'd feel very badly if people of Waterdeep were hurt because of us, so.
We do have areas of Waterdeep that are not warded against the undead. But I think a revenant usually cannot travel very fast. It only depends on where they come into being again after they're destroyed. But I agree with Duergrim. We can have some of this conversation back at Waterdeep.
Okay. Alvin gives Duergrim a thumbs up.
Duergrim
And-
glowers at him.
Oh, see, that's a glower. I can't do anything like that. Look at how good his glower is. Ah,
Aldrik shakes his head and sighs.
Trym pats Alvin on the hand. Now you've been introduced to a real dwarf. No offense to you, Aldrik. I like you just the way you are.
Much nicer.
I was wondering how we were going to get that line in there. I'm like, but now that we have 2 dwarves, how it's going to be harder to use that line.
Oh no, I'll find ways.
So she does teleport. You guys end up at the teleportation circle. And she says, I have a very good memory. I will send the list of names to you later tonight.
Genius.
Nice. Works for us.
Aldrik smiles.
But she says, however, he was very careful to say it was a list of exiles and not necessarily rogue exiles. So I would use the list with caution.
I will need to confirm that these exiles are actual rogue exiles that need to be killed. We can't just go around killing them left and right.
Agreed.
All right. So you guys find yourselves outside of Castle Waterdeep. It is still actually early morning. Probably shy of 10 a.m. What would you guys like to do?
Aldrik turns to Trym. I'm rather concerned with what I'm hearing about the direction of things at the local temple.
Trym folds her arms and nods. I agree. I gotta say, I'm not looking forward to seeing Pansy Bright over there. But we gotta assess the situation. Not that it'll do any good.
I think even more concerning the fact that they have brought him, that he is there, is that there's apparently been some sort of change of leadership, and this leadership believes that he was the right person to bring in to be there.
Aye, that's truly the most disconcerting part of the whole ordeal. I'd also like to find out what they know about, she kind of looks at Duergrim, and then back at Aldrik. Our missing person. And
agreed. My concern is that with this potential change in leadership, it suggests that perhaps there's a change from more pragmatic realism to some sort of lofty idealism.
Ugh. Well, when were we planning to head over there? Was after Acodo's letter burning, right?
Yes.
Do you know about the letter burning?
Yeah, they don't know that.
I think only Alvin and
I only
Acodo know.
Oh,
You don't know that. Only Alvin and Acodo had that conversation.
okay, I thought that had been my bad. My bad. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, that was you guys discussing separately. So.
Okay. So we had planned like
Did-
after lunch,
yeah.
right?
Yes, we're planning on going over there early afternoon, I believe.
Trym plans everything around meals. So, okay. So she
Yeah.
she says, "Do you want to go early, or should we have breakfast first?"
Aldrik turns to Acodo, or to Alvin at least. Alvin, given the situation there, what we're hearing, I think we'd appreciate having some additional backup if you are available to join us.
I will be available after noon.
Okay. Well, in that case, we will delay our visit there.
Trym turns to Duergrim. You said he had like a giant hammer?
Yes.
Okay. She turns to him, kind of eyes the hammer, says, "Are you any good with that?"
I dare say I am.
She smirks. "I may have to test it out later."
Duergrim gives her something that might be described as a grin, but it's hard to tell with the beard.
Look, he's still
and his-
glowering. Look at that.
It's rather
He does it
impressive.
so easily.
But first things first,
Pretty much.
breakfast. I'm starving.
Duergrim grunts in agreement.
Agreed. Are we returning to the Noosers?
I guess that would make sense.
Sure, it's nearby.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Duergrim, welcome. You're welcome to join us for breakfast back at Acodo's aunt's place.
I thank you kindly.
They're a little lacking on the ale and whatnot, but they got good food.
they have excellent.
Word to the wise, though, stay away from the garden. You might end up in a stupid pink dress all day.
I thought you looked nice in that dream.
She turns around and walks off.
Why does she do that every time I compliment her?
I don't know.
I guess
So
I guess
lots
there
of
are just-
dresses.
I guess there are
Yeah,
just
I did.
certain things that you have yet to learn about women, Alvin.
What?
And Aldrik walks off following her.
What?
Duergrim will follow the sensible people.
He's figured this out.
Alvin's
real
standing
quick.
right here.
He's figured out real quickly how this goes.
All right. So you guys head back to the Noosers. It is the yard looks as usual. The door opens as you approach. The Noosers are nowhere to be found, at least when you first enter. So, Duergrim, as you approach, you notice that this narrow townhouse has an entryway that's much larger, and a courtyard beyond that's also much larger. There is a big garden, lots of trees, lots of fruit trees, and a gardening patch that looks like it's been recently blackened and turned over multiple times.
Duergrim braces himself before going inside and says, "Is there anything... Is something going to try and turn me into a rabbit when I cross this threshold?"
No, Carmen's not at home. You're fine.
No, usually it's mice.
It shouldn't, unless if you have malicious intent.
Very well. Thank you.
Although Kale is doing the words these days, so I guess it's hard to say. Although that would be more likely to turn you into a fiery crisp than a rabbit.
Yeah, probably just combust.
Or a rabbit with a bright red afro.
Might turn his beard red.
Speaking of which, I guess Acodo waits until everyone goes inside the house and he'll set up the wards.
Well trained.
Yeah.
And Trym calls Grog right away.
Grog was in the courtyard for sure. There's still stuff left over from breakfast. You know, there's tea, there's bread, and some fruit.
Meat, bacon, sausage, anything?
You could go ahead and do an investigation check.
Great. Maybe we should have gotten that headband of intellect after all.
All right.
Trym is
Um,
hungry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes!
You guys are very hungry. So as you go through the cupboards and things, you notice that a lot of the cupboards and drawers are actually larger than what they look like. Almost like they're like mini haversacks themselves. And
Where are they inside?
yeah, and there's all sorts of food, including cooked things and kept at different temperatures within these storage areas. So yeah,
Okay.
you find lots of food.
Okay, Aldrik is looking specifically for some sausage or bacon to go with their meal.
Yeah, easily found.
So we lay out a feast of a second breakfast.
Wow.
Alvin will make some tea for anyone who wants some.
So while we're eating, Duergrim will say, "So I imagine you have a lot of questions. Imagine none of you trust me, and I don't really have cause to trust ye yet, but I'm not inclined to games of intrigue, so let's have done with it."
No questions. Yes, I don't trust you. That's it.
Are you good at fighting?
Aye.
You won't like die immediately or anything, will you?
Depends on what hits me.
What if a dragon hits you?
I mean, they come in a wide variety.
Let's say the ancient variety, and it's like white.
I can't say I've run into many of those, but I like to believe I could take a hit or two.
Ah, you will get along great with Trym.
Trym narrows her eyes at Alvin, like, what are you doing?
What? I'm just asking. Just want to make sure. Know if I need to like guard him like a guard kill.
You don't guard Kale.
Yeah, shh. He doesn't know that.
Trym shrugs and nods. Good point. And she gives Grog a sausage.
Do you have any skills apart from fighting that would be of use?
Not in particular. My skill with a smith's hammer, and the gifts granted me by Moradin. I don't see what much else I need.
So you're a follower of Moradin, eh? Like, devout? Or just the occasional prayers here and there?
Duergrim strokes his hammer, which has on its face a giant symbol of Moradin, and looks down on his beard, which also has a silver band with a holy symbol of Moradin on it. He says that a dwarf doesn't follow Moradin. Moradin is in your blood. He is the fire in your soul, because he did literally forge our souls.
Good enough answer. She
How do you
can't
feel
help but look at Aldrik.
Duergrim is specifically not looking at Aldrik when he's doing that.
Aldrik is kind of looking on and kind of. He is certainly more solemn than you're used to, and more serious, and he's listening and pondering more than responding.
Trym takes note of that, and then she tells Duergrim, well, in case you didn't get the memo, I am Dawnbringer Oakstone. Most people call me Trym, but you can call me Dawnbringer. That's Aldrik. You can also call him Dawnbringer.
Aldrik is fine.
You can call him Dawnbringer. And
Aldrik shakes his head. Aldrik shakes his head, and a small little smile does come back out.
And she says, I carry the big sword. I also swing it around, chop things up, and he does the healing and other magical things, like rituals.
Duergrim nods.
No, I am going to have to retcon something. Duergrim, the other person that you did see with the group, kind of just stays near Acodo at all times. He wears splint mail, and seems to have just a casual smile to his face usually, and a big shield on his back.
And Tree motions to Alvin and says, "In case you didn't catch it, this is Alvin.
Alvin waves.
He's a monk. I don't particularly like his teacher, but he's a good kid."
Alvin frowns at her.
And she leans on the table and gets a little closer, like, slams her hand on the table and leans a little closer to Duergrim. "He's a good kid. Just you remember that." And that's Acodo.
Oh, hey. I like how you just... Yeah, that's Acodo.
He likes to be pretty, and he has a champion.
Jano waves, and he says, and Alvin's teacher is my aunt.
Alvin nods. And Master Emeritus is very, very talented and an excellent teacher. I don't know why you insist to begrudge your name like that.
Jano and says, "I'm watching you." And then she looks at Alvin. She and I just got a few hairs crossed. So.
Stares at her.
Jano says to Duergrim, "So, you're related to the king?"
He is my cousin. Not first cousin, but not too distant either. We are kin.
Aldrik tosses in. Among dwarves, many are kin.
Jano says, "Are you kin?"
Aldrik glances over at Duergrim. No.
They're dwarves, of course they are.
Duergrim goes a bit stone-faced at that little quip, but he doesn't say anything.
All dwarves are kin, but not all dwarves are kin.
What?
Jano's all, okay.
It's complicated. It's kind of that way in the halfling community too. Yeah.
It's much easier just not having a family.
Depends on who you ask.
I mean, okay.
I mean, Maratus is basically your family, so you got family, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
She's my family.
Alvin points at Jano. See? Yes.
Trym points at Jano again and says, "I'm watching you."
Why are you saying that to him?
Yeah, so much hostility against Jano. He hasn't done anything.
Great.
Yeah.
She just bites her tongue and looks like she's trying to wipe off a smile. Anyway. And with that, she's going to clean up and make sure everything is clean and spick and span.
Oh, Duergrim, how do you feel about basilisks?
I feel like their hide makes an excellent cloak.
Okay, I need you to not come near me ever again.
I can live with that.
This is my friend, Bo, and she is a basilisk. Please do not hurt her, or I will probably have to kill you.
As Trym stacks up some plates and walks by a Duergrim, she whispers, "He's a good kid, just remember that."
Duergrim gives Trym a glower smile. And gives a half nod. I don't know, barely a nod to Alvin.
Okay. Alvin extends his hands towards you, and there's a extremely large lizard staring back at you.
Duergrim
Cindy
does
may be able
not
to
need its
describe it
eyes.
better.
Yeah, Bo's not that large, but Bo, yes, has grown quite a bit since you've owned her. So Bo used to be about a handful, and now probably from tail to head is about from your elbow to the fingertips.
She's very nice. Very helpful, too. She gets mad at me when I don't listen to her sometimes, though.
It is my understanding that... Let me phrase this differently. Does this basilisk have control over her powers?
Oh, you mean will she, like, hurt you if you look at her? No, she won't do that.
Very well.
Good kid.
How do you... I can hear you, Trym.
Bo kind of takes one look at Duergrim, tilts her head, then goes back into Alvin's pack.
Nah, she's shy.
Duergrim goes somewhere else.
Oh, he's shy, too.
Anywhere else. Anywhere
Really
at all.
not picky. Yeah.
Okay,
Acodo just shouts behind him. Don't go into the locked rooms. Just a word of advice.
Aldrik continues to sit at the table, even after it's been cleared.
is Trym clearing it because she's worried about a pink dress?
Yes.
Okay, because I was thinking, I don't think Trym's ever said she cleared tables.
Yes. She's being very particular in Carmen's house. So, and she is letting Grog lick off the plates and stuff, though.
That's not okay.
That's unsanitary.
Yeah.
Even
Alvin's like,
Don't let him
You can
notice.
just you can just presto them. It's no big deal.
Oh, I will. Don't worry about that.
I'm gonna wash them. As soon as I find like some wash water or somebody who can cast prestidigitation or something.
Just gonna have a bucket over Grog so he can drool. Oh, there you go. There's some water.
He doesn't drool that much. Excuse you.
I don't think I've seen him use his drool attack.
Oh, he's used it.
Okay.
He has used it.
Only on Acodo.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say about you finished cleaning Trym. The door opens. The front door opens. Carmen comes in. Duergrim, you see a older lady.
Oh, she actually looks like Carmen this time. Excellent.
right. At that, Alvin picks up. Oh, I guess I should have mentioned that was the real Nobilia at the meeting.
Oh, I was wondering.
Oh. Okay. So in the good news, she's back and okay then, right?
As far as I can tell.
Okay. Well, that is good news. It will certainly make things less confusing around here.
Duergrim will approach the lady and say, excuse me, ma'am. My name is Duergrim Stonefist. I am given to understand that I am currently enjoying your hospitality, and I wanted to thank you for the opportunity.
Well, I would welcome you, but I really don't know why you are here.
I suppose the simplest way to put it is that I am punishment detail for your... I'm afraid I don't know their relationship to you, my lady, for this group.
He's our new meat shield.
She's all, Trym, thank you for cleaning up here. I can tell you've been at it.
And I didn't touch the garden either. It's all exactly how it was as far as I know. I haven't touched it. I hope everything's to your liking.
It is.
She folds her arms over her armor.
Yeah. Carmen says to Duergrim, so when you say punishment, is it your punishment or theirs?
Theirs, I suppose.
Aldrik mouths under his breath, both.
Trym just snorts. Guess that'll be decided later.
Aldrik stands up. He's been assigned to us as a representative of his people by the council in the hopes of working towards a larger alliance with them.
He said he can take an ancient white dragon.
Aldrich said, hold up a finger. That's not quite what he said.
That's what I heard.
The nonsensible one says a lot of nonsensible things.
Alvin smiles at Carmen, amused.
She says, the nonsensical one being Alvin?
Alvin nods.
Well, considering that my niece has chosen him as her primary champion, I think you'll find him more sensible. Or he better be.
Oh, is she threatening?
That's all she says. She says, well, you're welcome in this house, Duergrim, as long as you are friends of my nephew.
Forgive me, ma'am, your nephew being...
Acodo gives a slight wave.
Ah,
Acodo Roldegast is the apprentice to my husband. And under protection of us during his apprenticeship.
Duergrim nods. Oh. A bit like, okay, well, thanks for the half warning.
Yeah. She says, however, that is a very fine weapon you carry. Can tell the craftsmanship is excellent.
Duergrim actually smiles and thanks her.
Ouch, that looks painful.
Is that also a glower?
Then she looks around. Has anyone seen boars?
Aldrich shakes his head, not since this morning.
Yeah.
Meritus?
Alvin stiffens a little.
No, Acodo shakes his head. No.
Aldrich shrugs.
So let me listen. Who is avoiding who?
Aldrich looks at her puzzled.
Yeah, I'll be back. She actually leaves.
Oh, boys.
And as she leaves, she says, "Make yourselves at home." And Acodo, I have the wards.
Oh, I was about to say.
No.
Thank you.
Aldrich looks at the others. Does anybody know what that was about?
I get the feeling not everybody around here is quite on the same page isn't the word, but yeah.
It seems like Master Emeritus and Master Boars are avoiding each other.
And then I think they're both avoiding her. So I think it's a three-way thing. That's kind of what I'm getting, anyway. Not that I understand anything that goes on in this house.
Actually, could we just roll insight on Carmen's comment?
Yeah, you
Let's
can.
do that instead.
Yes, right. We're all basically wondering. Good call.
Yeah. Alvin's been around Carmen for so long.
Yes.
You and your stupid natural 20 insights.
Listen,
He
Alvin
gets
has
a lot
so
of
many
them.
conversations with Carmen.
My favorite part is that Acodo is the lowest of the four of us.
It was also the most scared.
Yeah, Acodo isn't paying attention. He's still thinking about that those plates with slobber on them.
Well, I would be too. I'm just going to say it. She's actually referring to the fact that generationally, Boars, she, and Meritus are fine letting you guys take on the house, but not being as involved.
Oh, okay.
Especially, if you're going to invite your friends over and, raid the kitchen.
Next up, we're gonna have a wild rager tonight.
Yeah.
We're gonna invite all the dwarves in town.
Yeah, so she's fine being out of the house for those sorts of things.
And Trym.
Yeah.
Who has some dwarven blood in her?
Yeah, a little bit.
Aren't you like quarter dwarven?
Let me see. Her grandpa is a dwarf on her father's side. I think.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be,
quarter.
I think,
Oh?
Yeah, quarter dwarf.
no, I think that'd be an 8.
I think it's an 8, isn't it?
Yeah, I think.
No,
Because her father would be half, and
Yeah,
then that
so
would
she'd
make
be a
her
quarter. Yeah.
quarter.
What did I say?
Right. You said an 8.
I said
Oh,
8. so-
okay.
Math.
Okay.
Speaking of math, I think we still, whenever you get to it, it's no big deal, Cindy. We just need the final price on the necklace that we ended up with,
Oh yeah, I forgot about
and then whatever the exchange rate on the diamonds is.
Yeah, I'll get that tonight.
But yeah, I mean, whatever. Not a huge deal. Just so we're up to date on what we actually have. I love how obsessed we are that we're like, I'm going to listen on my phone while I go take my dog out.
Okay. So then, around noon, you actually do get a messenger comes by, has a list of names and locations. And essentially what I'll do is anytime you go to a town, I'll let you know if there's someone in that town or not that's on the list.
Okay.
So when do we get to the actual business of killing cultists?
Yeah, I keep asking that myself every time we step out the door. Usually how it seems to go is the cultists come to us.
Is it a long way? Because that's, I mean, regardless of what, fuck, I mean, this accent is getting away from me.
I am surprised that you'll be. You're hoping to keep this up for long.
Well, we'll just see what happens, okay? Half the time, it's Russian in my head.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, it's like Russian/Irish.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's awesome.
Well, especially it started Russian, then it started transitioning more towards Irish.
Yeah, well, we'll just see where it goes.
Yeah.
It's organic. He's organic.
Exactly.
Aldrik speaks up. Got a little bit of bad news on that front. We have ended up remarkably entangled in politics, and he says that kind of as almost as if it were a curse word on its own.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
And when he says this, Aldrik specifically looks at Alvin and Acodo.
Yeah, Acodo shrugs.
Alvin looks specifically at Aldrik. It's not my fault.
Yeah, anyway, the point being,
Dawnbringer, Oakstone, and myself will be heading over to the Temple of Lathander a little bit later on. We'd asked Alvin to accompany us. I believe Acodo had something else that he needed to attend to. You're welcome to join us if you would like. Really, we're concerned that something may have gone awry at the temple.
I will, of course, be glad to lend my services.
And Trym looks at Acodo and says, I still don't like the idea of you going by yourself shopping.
It'll be fine, Trym. There will be a lot of people. Plus, I have Jaina with me. Melnor's supposed to join me later. Everything will be fine. You worry too much.
Jaina says, I love shopping.
See? There we go.
Can I insight check Jaina?
You certainly can. He's not
Pretty sure
hiding.
he's mine, but... Oh.
Trym's eyebrows kind of fly to the top of her head at that comment. Then she looks back at Acodo and says, this is exactly what I'm worried about.
We are going to have a great time. All right, Trym. Don't you
Aldrik
worry.
looks over Jaina again, like he's reassessing him.
Jaina says, Malnor's coming, right? I think he said he'll, hold bags and stuff for you.
That's fine. He usually does, so...
Trym's
It's
pinching
fine,
her
Jaina.
nose now. Can't I just sing Grog with you? He could carry the bags.
No.
So, yeah.
No.
See,
no.
I love your champion. He's got the right idea. I'll sing Grog with you.
No, I do not want Grog with me. Thank you very much.
He won't have to get anywhere near you.
Hmm.
Keep his drool to himself, I promise.
I highly doubt that, Trym.
It'll make me feel better.
What? I'm sorry?
What? No? Huh?
What did you say? I didn't quite catch that.
She cringes, and then she says, alright, it would make me feel better if I knew for certain that you weren't getting your skull cracked open.
Hey!
So what you're trying to say is that you care about my well-being.
No.
No?
More like I care about... She's looking around trying to come up with something.
Jaina raises his hand.
Yes.
Aldrik points at him. Yes, Jaina.
She cares about me. It's obvious.
Trym looks baffled.
Aldrik rolls his eyes. Anyone else?
But Jaina does say, look, just because I don't want to hold his pants while he's changing doesn't mean I can't protect him.
Aldrik's eyes widen. And he looks over at Trym, and then looks over at Duergrim.
Acodo shrugs and says, what, you've never had anyone dress you before?
Trym starts giggling. And then
Aldrik says, it's been at least 75 years.
Hmm.
Will you please
So-
let me send Grog with you? Just to help keep an eye on things and keep in contact with me.
I will consider it, as long as he does not drool on my stuff or on me.
Okay. I will tell him not to drool on your stuff or on you.
Okay.
Can he drool on Jano?
I mean, that's up to Jano.
Jaina, so I'm holding your stuff.
Well, there you go, Trym.
Snap. Alright, fine.
I thought you said you weren't holding my stuff. I thought you said Malnor was going to hold my stuff.
Well, that's true, but I'll stand really close to Malnor.
Hmm. Convenient.
So he does say to Duergrim, do you guys have champions where you come from, for the royal family and stuff?
Champions? Like
Aldrik shakes his head. No.
people to do your fighting for you.
Yeah, that's part of it. Protection.
Duergrim raises his eyebrows incredulously at the thought of having someone else do your fighting for you. No. Well said, Trym.
Did she actually say that, or is this more of a?
Yeah, I guess she probably would. She said, no, swing their own bloody weapons and lift their own bloody pants. No offense to you, Acodo.
Hmm.
And Aldrik nods right along with this.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was gonna say Alvin doesn't hold Nabelia's pants.
Well, he might like to.
Even the most studious, bookwormy dwarf knows how to wear his armor and use his weapons. Wherever you have kin, you have bodyguards.
Jaina says, we're like kin sometimes. Sort of.
Well, Aldrik says the closest thing we have to a champion is a bodyguard, but a bodyguard is nothing like a champion.
No, I would protect my Lord Acodo with my life.
So, sorry, the idea of having someone who travels with you that wouldn't do that. It's
Feels like a caravan.
well, humans.
At this, Aldrik does not in agreement.
Trym can't disagree.
I guess it is the humans that are involved in the whole champion thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dana says it's tradition.
Duergrim nods understandingly.
Kodo waves his hand dismissively. Are we done here?
As long as you take grog with you, then I guess so.
I'm not going to my shopping trip yet.
Oh, you're not?
Not yet.
Where are you going?
Got some things to do.
So, some other things to do?
Hmm?
Some other things to do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you're going on your shopping trip right afterward, right?
Of course.
Well, then you can take grog with you now.
Oh, Grog can see here. I have enough protection. And Acodo looks over at Alvin.
Oh, are we going now?
Of course. What time is it?
I would say it's after, a little afternoon, probably somewhere around 1 o'clock.
Hearing that Alvin is accompanying him, Aldrik looks at Alvin and then back at Acodo. So wherever it is the two of you are going, you're going together?
Oh, is it a secret? Are we not telling them?
No, I mean, they can know if they like. I mean, we won't take long. It's
Oh, we're
nothing.
going to see Akodo's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Parsat.
Yes.
Yes.
Parsat.
and will there be anyone other than just the two of you?
Parsat will be there as well.
Yes.
Jaina's like, aren't I going?
Yes. Jano, Malnor, Alvin, and myself.
And grog.
No.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
It would make
It-
me
it-
feel better.
Probably be better if Grog stayed behind for this stream.
Then how is he gonna get to you two feet? Fine.
I'm sure Akodo used a very distinct shampoo, and when I return, you can send Grog after that scent.
All right. Fine.
Malnor shows up about that time.
Aldrik speaks up. Just so we know, should you not return or things go poorly, can we know where you will be?
Where the heroes walk.
Okay.
Acodo gives him the destination he gave Parso. Well, his mother, to let Parso know.
Malnor, so what's going on?
Malnor, we have a present for you. Did we ever give him that longbow out of character?
No, we haven't.
did,
No,
no.
let's go for it. Although Acodo should probably do it. But...
Yeah, Acodo should definitely do it.
Malnor, for your services for our last trip, this is a gift from us to you. And he'll present the +1 longbow.
Malnor, so for me?
Of course.
Try shooting me with it.
Wait, try shooting me with it. No.
So, really?
Aldrik smiles.
Yeah, give it a roll. See how you like
I better put it in his sheet. Hold on.
it. I'm sorry.
Did your wife enjoy the chocolates, Malnor?
Oh, she did. She definitely did.
So glad I tried them to make sure they weren't poisoned.
Oh, thank you, Trym. That was very helpful of you.
Well, it was just my sacrifice that I had to make. You know.
Of course.
And so he says, "Are you sure, Alvin? You want me to... Okay." Oh, whoops! This is to me. It's 25.
That hits.
Okay. Let me take it off of.
Is that a natural 20? What's his plus to hit?
It is now +9.
+9? Oh, it's a +1. That's right. I'm about to say.
Let's see if that 8.
Oh, then I catch automatically.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good shot.
Yeah, he rolled. Yeah. You have something.
Yeah, even at max damage, he wouldn't be able to hit me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Alvin returns his arrow to him. Says, "Very nice. Does it work well? Do you like it?"
Oh yeah, it's very smooth.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
Thank you. Almost better than the chocolates.
Aldrik raised an eyebrow. Almost?
Well, my wife's happiness is very important.
Oh.
So when I show up dead, I'm just kidding.
Wow. Dark, Monor.
All right. Yeah, he slings it on his back. He looks very happy. And says, "So, Heroes Walk, we're going to meet your brother."
Yes, we are going to meet my brother.
Is he coming with us on our trip?
Is he referring to Alvin?
No, he's referring to the brother.
Oh, I see. Okay. I misunderstood.
No.
Aldrik makes a face at the idea of Parslot joining them on this trip.
No, Acodo shakes his head. No, Malnor. We're only going to be there for a few minutes.
Okay. What about him? Is he joining us on the trip?
Who does he point to?
Duergrim, because he doesn't recognize him at all.
No,
Unfortunately, he is coming with us. Oh, you mean the Hero's Walk?
Yeah, it's a Hero's Walk. Well, so Acodo tells Malnor, yes, he will be coming on our next adventure, but to Hero's Walk, it'll only be myself, you, Jano, and Alvin. And Acodo will turn to Duergrim and say, "This is Malnor, my second champion."
Duergrim nods at him.
Malnor nods back. And then kind of says, "Did we need another dwarf?"
Acodo just shrugs.
It's He's very shy.
Well, if he gets stuck in a bathtub with a dragon...
If he's stuck in a bathtub with a dragon, he's going to be much more effective.
He assured me that he is very confident he could take on a dragon.
Yeah, if I didn't have Kale, I probably would be dead. Oh, and you, my lord, you too.
The afterthought.
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
All right. So I guess since this will be relatively quick, head to Hero's Walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
My thing's not that long, anyways. It's just
Yeah, it shouldn't be long at all.
a couple insults here and there.
We want to know the details of what Parsot's face looks like when it goes up in flames.
We're not setting him on fire, Trym.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay, so Trym, you're going to, or no?
No, she wasn't
Okay.
invited, so
Yeah.
she's watching them leave, like she's hoping, but then she gets
She's
back.
hoping for an invitation. It's like the last one. Hey, come on.
She's heard a lot of things about this Parsot.
Yeah, I think Alvin will be the first one aside from Acodo to ever meet Parsot.
Yeah. Now, Aldrik has only met Coda's mother, and that's it.
Yep. Well, was there someone else present?
Oh, Miha, but I think Miha was hiding behind a corner. I think.
Okay.
I don't know if Aldrik saw her or not.
I don't think so. So yeah, maybe it was just her. So basically, Mia heard me flirting with your mother too.
Yes. Yes, she did.
Excellent.
Yes.
Oh my word.
All right. So yes, you head over to Hero's Walk. It's actually a busy time of the day. This is kind of when lovers go out with picnic baskets, and so there's quite a few spread out on the grass and among the statues.
Mm-hmm. I
And
guess Akoda's going to pull out a torch and hand it to Alvin. Just please hold this.
Okay.
right, and you head toward where you had directed your mom to tell your brother to meet. There are 2 horses there. And as you approach, you can see... well, let me first ask, Acodo, which is the pronunciation you would prefer? Parsot or Parso? I'm fine with either.
Parso, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You see Parso there. He's on a very fancy-looking horse. He's dressed up very nicely. He does look a little hungover. And next to him is another horse. Your mom is on that horse, and she's kind of like holding on to his jacket.
Oh,
So
shit.
he doesn't
I
fall
told her
off
not
the
to.
horse.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, surprise.
And she sees you guys coming. She goes, "Over here, over here!" And she's waving.
All right. So I guess Akodo approaches.
And she says, "Where's the regent? I'm wearing one of my best dresses."
Mm-hmm. Akodo smiles and he greets his mother, and he'll motion for Parso to come a little closer.
Your mother says, he's feeling under the weather. He had a hard night. So I don't think he can get down off this horse. I'm kind of holding him up by the sleeve unless you help him down."
Oh, that's fine, Mother. He can bring the horse over. He doesn't have to get off.
Parsa says to you, Why am I doing this? Where's the regent?
I'm afraid I've come in her stead.
Acodo nods, and he'll give a smile, and I don't know if he's moving the horse or not. If he's moving closer.
He is not. He's kind of like staring at you.
So he'll give a smile, and he'll just move a little closer, and he'll just say, "It's good to see you, brother. I mean, don't bother staying too long. I mean, you won't be here for long. While I was away on business, it came to my attention that you tried to make your advances toward the regent, and you even went ahead and posted wedding bands announcing your marriage.
I didn't do that.
Let me finish.
I didn't do that.
That's rather brave of you. Did you believe the regent would say yes?" And Acodo waves his hand dismissively. I mean, as he begins, walking closer to his brother, and he says, "That was a rhetorical question. Of course you did. I mean, you're Paul's Troll, right? I mean, no woman can say no to you."
Well, that's true, but
No.
but I didn't post any bans. And by the way, your mom is looking a little guilty at this moment.
Yeah. So Acodo takes like one final step and gives a smirk at Parso, and then he motions to Alvin to move to his right side with the torch.
Alvin does so.
And he goes ahead and says, "Brother, I don't have many friends, and I don't know many people, but I have to say, you are the worst person I have ever known. You only think of yourself. You treat women as if they were a piece of meat. You've always gone out of your way to insult and belittle the people around you. Brother, you are a boy stuck in a man's body, and you are not fit for marriage, especially to someone as beautiful and caring as the regent."
Wait.
Acodo pauses.
Wait.
And
Are you interested in the regent?
No, let me finish, brother.
No, this is actually your mom.
Oh, he puts a hand up. "I'm sorry, mother. Let me finish. I will answer your questions once I'm done." And Acodo pauses and turns to Alvin, and he gestures for the to raise the torch.
Alvin does so.
Acodo smirks, and he does a quick snap of his finger and causes small sparks to fly to the torch to suddenly burn. And he'll look at Parso and he'll say, "Traditionally, it would be Lord Forlacor's responsibility to do this, but since he is no longer with us as with the regent, the regent has passed on this responsibility to me." So Acodo slowly reaches into his front pocket and takes out a folded parchment. He unfolds it and he shows it to Parso, which is the marital contract that he proposed for the regent. So he pauses for a moment so Parso can look at it and his mother can look at it. And he formally says, "I, Acodo Baronio, for Labugan, Hanelson, Ruldagast, hereby refuse the contract of Parso, Jameson, Hanel, Ryukin, Ruldagast. You are hereby no longer a suitor to the regent Ruldagast." Acodo places the parchment over the torch, allowing it to burn for a while. And as the parchment finishes burning, he'll cast Presto to remove any of the ashes. And then he'll smile and say, "You are free to leave. I no longer wish to speak to you."
So looks extremely surprised. He also looks very green. Your mother says, "What are you doing? I can't believe this is important for our family." And she reaches out to you, and in doing so, she actually lets go of Parso, who slips off the horse towards you. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh God! Hold on. Not gonna end well. This is not gonna end well. Hold on.
Can Alvin assist?
You can.
No!
Oh,
I am looking luck. I am using luck.
Oh my God! Oh, please! There's only so much I can do, man. Should I even bother?
And I'm going to tell you the Constitution saving throw for Parso was not very good either. So,
No.
Should have taken crack.
as he leans over, he loses pretty much what little bit of his breakfast he has as he falls on you. And you do end up underneath your brother, who also actually loses consciousness about this time.
So.
Now they're gonna say you attacked him.
And your mother says, "You betrayed the family, Acodo. I was going to be grandmother to a regent."
That was not betrayal, Mother. It was to my understanding that I was supposed to, not, with the regent, but you went behind my back and posted banners, did you not?
Wait, are you telling me I can still be grandmother to a regent?
Oh my God. Okay.
Start the whole thing over from the very beginning for her.
Acodo just does a wave, and he'll wave over Malnor to get his brother off of him.
Malnor lifts him up. Jano stays away.
Acodo dusts himself off and does a little presto.
Malnor lifts him bodily up on top of the horse, so he's draped over. And he does say, he bows to Lady Hannah and says, "Do you need me to arrange for your champions or his to get you guys back to the villa?" And she says, "Yes, see, Acodo, at least someone knows how to treat me."
I apologize, Mother.
Is she really your mother?
She is. You look very nice. Just wanted to let you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, now I see it.
Yeah, Acodo looks over at Alvin and says that usually helps.
I should what?
That usually helps.
Oh.
It was great seeing you, Mother. You look as beautiful as always.
Okay, but are you going to court the Lady Nabilia?
Acodo gives a sigh, and he'll say, "I will try, Mother."
Okay,
Alvin frowned.
then that's okay.
Problem solved.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, Acodo will throw to Alvin. I mean, it'll stop the other suitors from coming, so that'll be a temporary solution. So yeah, Acodo will help his mother up to her horse.
Yep. She kind of waves further on in the park, and some actually champions come and help the group back to the villa. And you can kind of hear as they leave her, even though Parso's unconscious, telling him all the things he did wrong.
That was excellent, Acodo. Very impressive.
Thank you. So that was my mother, and that was my brother.
I wouldn't believe they were related to you if you hadn't told me.
Shall we head back?
Okay, let's go. Out of character, you did presto the vomit off of yourself, right?
Yes, I said that. I got it.
Alright, just making
I
sure.
was gonna say, does he have to make a what is it? What kind of save was it?
His wisdom save.
Yeah, he's gotta make a wisdom save for that, right?
I do. Give me 1 second.
If you roll another
You're so
natural
mean, Aldrik.
It will be at disadvantage because I have a higher. I'm proficient with wisdom. Aw, well. Yeah, I guess Acodo would. He'd be pretty furious, cursing here and there, where Parso would land it on him and threw up on him. So he'd be cursing for a good while, doing presto over and over again on his clothes. Takes out his handkerchief and starts rubbing his leathers.
When he gets back, he's gonna burn those clothes.
Yes.
Dino's all, even more shopping.
Yes.
I feel like it was a price well paid, Acodo.
All right. Guys arrive at the Newsers. Says, "That went well."
It went very well.
It did go well. I was not expecting Mother, but it was pretty good.
Helicopter mom. Anyway.
I kind of figured when I told her to do that, I kind of figured she would go, but that's why I insisted on her going for Parso going by himself. But oh well, that went a lot better than I thought it would.
No, that went remarkably smoothly.
It was a great speech. I was laughing the whole time.
That was fabulous. It was really great.
I was dying. I was dying.
Okay, so we could, if you'd like, go to the church. It might be a little longer, depending.
Depending on how much Trym and Aldrik get into trouble this time.
Depending on how hard
Pretty
Trym
much.
punches Luke Sunbright.
Yeah.
No,
And then there's the
goal
whole
is to
prison
avoid-
scene and
The goal is to avoid Luke Sunbright. We don't want anything to do with it. I don't know how realistic that goal is.
I'm going to put 10 gold down that we run into him almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we'll have Duergrim and Alvin to keep us out of trouble, so it won't be just two of us on our own.
I mean, Alvin's in a really good mood today. Everything's been going really well, so no sarcasm for real. So, unfortunately for Duergrim, his first impression was Alvin having a really good day.
So I'm good with doing it. I mean, I don't think it'll take that long, hopefully,
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Yeah, Koto's happy. He's gonna go shopping. So
okay.
with Grog.
oh, Grog! I almost forgot about him.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Darn.
No.
Oh darn!
You're so glad she reminded you of that. Boy, it would have
Yeah.
been terrible if you'd forgotten.
I know, right? Darn.
There. It's okay. He'll take good care of you.
Suddenly his mood has shifted.
So Aldrik will turn to Alvin and Duergrim. Just so you know, so we're on our way there. Alvin, I believe we'd mentioned to you there'd been the incident with the stolen artifacts that were related to the rune well. I think we briefly mentioned that to you guys last time, that there'd been an incident there with an escape. It sounds like, based on the reports that we're hearing both from Carmen and now from the council, that there's been a significant change in leadership there, which, in combination with the recent events with the theft and the fact that our mentor, Don Lord Whiteleaf, has disappeared, does not seem to bode well. So we should probably be more on guard than you would normally expect to be when visiting the Temple of Lathander.
Okay. To clarify, what is our objective in going to the temple?
Hoping to gain information. We've been checking back every time we've come here. We've been trying to see if anyone has heard from Whiteleaf, to gain information on where he might have been, or even from Murray, who was also involved on the quest. Last we've heard was that they hadn't heard anything from either of them.
Okay.
And then also if anything has been successful in pursuing the person who escaped.
With the rune well. And the last time we were there were a lot of people injured, very badly injured. And as I recall, what do they call the leader? The Dawn Lord, right? Or something like that.
The leader of the High Radiance.
Yes. Yeah, he'd been healing people. Or
Oh
trying
no, that's a
to-
different person. Yeah.
Okay.
He's not. He's the leader of the healing portion, but
Oh.
not of the entire.
The reason the reason that Sunbright is there is probably because, excuse me, I just sneezed. I imagine because of the changes in him would be my suspicion.
Right, exactly.
Okay. I'll follow your lead.
All right, we head off.
All right. So
We'll go to that side entrance that we went in last time, with the basically with the Ender people only entrance rather than the public entrance.
with entropy.
You had us go in like a side
Yes,
entrance.
yes,
That
yes, there was. So and it is going to be Alvin, Trym, and Aldrik.
Duergrim's coming as well.
Duergrim.
Oh, Duergrim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Ah, okay. Just so, because I think a couple of you have not been there, it is a building that is built very close to Mount Waterdeep, and it is actually made out of pink marble. It is 3 stories, and it's got 7 spires. That's why it's called Spires of the Morning, that are made out of copper and gold and silver that kind of shine in when it's dawn. There is a set of stairs that leads to the public entrance, where people can go and worship, and then there's kind of like a side entrance, an employee entrance that you guys are going around to the side of the temple. It looks a lot more orderly than the last time that Trym and Aldrik visited. There's no longer the pallets. There's not the people running around. There's not people trying to heal it. Just has a room with desks and tables, and as you enter, you are greeted. Hi, can we help you?
Greetings, Bringer Aldrik, Ironbeard, and Dawnbringer Trym Oakstone. We're here to check in after some of our travels on a mission that we've been working with Dawnlord Nyleth with.
Oh, with Dawnlord Nyleth? Okay. Is he expecting you? Do you have an appointment? He opens a ledger.
Aldrik glances over at Trym. He's not specifically expecting us today, but he was expecting us to return.
Yes, our schedule is a little unpredictable on the missions that we go on, so yeah. But he does want to talk to us.
Okay. Yes, let me send someone to go find him.
Okay, can we go in while we wait?
Yes. Where would you like to wait? Do you want to wait at the temple, or is there any? We do have a waiting area.
The waiting area would be just fine, thank you.
Do you want the public waiting area? No, of course you wouldn't. Okay. Yes, follow me. Takes you down kind of like the hall. It looks as if there's been some repairs done here. Fresh paint and all. No, but the damage that was in this area of the church has kind of been rebuilt. And there's a nice seating area. Very reserved, mostly benches. Currently empty. Please have a seat. As soon as we find Dawnlord Nyleth, we'll bring him right here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Trym proceeds to pace.
And Aldrik is much less cheerful than he might normally be at the temple. Appointment? They need to find him?
That's what's got me concerned as well.
Is that unusual?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, certainly it might be, reasonable to, for them. Typically, we would show up and they would send someone to let him know that he had us waiting for him, and then if he was available, he would come. But never a mention of needing an appointment or having to find him.
It's always pretty straightforward.
What is below us?
Trym stops, pausing, and looks at Alvin. That was a very precise question.
That was a very evasive answer.
She looks at Aldrik.
There are certainly a good number of rooms down below that are used for any number of things.
Is that where Khan is?
Yes. Why do you ask?
I believe Nobelia is down there.
Yes, she does visit him, I understand, fairly regularly. Apparently that's the reason. You remember those ridiculous rumors about her and I?
Mm.
Yeah, apparently that's why they started, was because she was visiting here so often.
Trym chuckles.
Is it difficult to get down there?
It isn't. It would be challenging to get the two of you down there.
It's where they put things that aren't supposed to be found.
I see.
Trym looks very grim when she says that.
I would like, if the opportunity is still there after this, to go and see Khan.
We can certainly attempt to do so. And if that doesn't work, just because of how, given the nature of the secrecy surrounding him, it is possible that even Trym and I may not be able to access him directly under our own power. So you might have a better opportunity were you to accompany Nobelia if she and you wanted to work that out.
Okay. But we'll do our best.
Okay, Alvin doesn't say anything else. He just sits down and kind of fiddles with his ring.
Aldrik turns to Trym. If Nylith is available, we might be able to do that. If he isn't, I don't know.
She nods and resumes her pacing.
Yeah.
Just say a quick prayer if that pansy bright walks through the door.
It gets a small smile out of Aldrik, much smaller than might have otherwise been expected.
Okay. You guys wait a little bit longer. Finally, Acolyte comes and she says, follow me. I'll take you up to Don Lord Nyleth's new offices.
New offices?
Is that also unusual?
Trym follows after the Acolyte.
Yeah.
Looking
Aldrik
flustered.
looks over at Trym and then back at Alvin and nods.
Yeah. So she leads the way up a couple of flights of stairs, and towards the back looks to be an interior office. And Nylith kind of looks up from a desk. The room's big enough that you guys can all squeeze in, but smaller than the last time you saw him in any sort of office or desk. And
Smaller, and his old offices had windows, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Says, "Oh, welcome. I hope you bring good news."
Well, Trym looks
Yeah,
around.
Good news in some respects, yes.
Did you find Murray or Whiteleaf?
Unfortunately, not good news in those respects. We were actually hoping that you might have more information since we were away. We have been busy related to the tasks that Whiteleaf had given us, but we have not had time to seek him out.
So take that nobody has found him yet.
No, unfortunately not. The Order of the Aster has been still busy, but I think that the priorities have changed a bit.
Yes, and Aldrik looks around the office. We've been hearing something about that. Perhaps you can enlighten us?
Yes, do elaborate. And she starts trying to pace, but then stops because it's a small room, and
Yeah, there's no room in the...
and so crosses her arms and begins drumming her fingers on her armor.
So he says, well, since we had that one debacle and betrayal from within, there's been some reordering to how the spires operate. While the Order of the Aster still has a strong presence here, we do also devote a lot of time and energy to good works and charity and getting resources for charity.
Aldrik pauses at the resources and looks at him. Did he put any sort of emphasis on the word resources?
His eyes rolled.
I'm beginning to understand why they picked Sunbright.
Oh, you know Sunbright.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
Dawn Lord Sunbright.
Luke Sunbright.
Yes.
He has been promoted. The High Radiance's orders through her clerk gave him a new title.
A new title.
High Dawn Lord of Healing, yes.
Aldrik looks at Trym and rolls his eyes.
Trym also rolls her eyes and continues to drum her fingers on her armor.
And let me guess, this had something to do with his amazing work with regards to a certain member of the Rolodust family at his previous location?
Yes, and his ability to exterminate a lich. It was thought by the High Radiance that since we are going to be going against, well, the rumors have it, undead and liches and the cult of the dragon and Draco liches, that it would be good to advance people who had experience fighting the undead, specifically liches.
This time Aldrik looks back at Alvin and Trym.
He certainly has experience. Whether it's a good experience, I think we may disagree.
Just between us here, should it come to that, you might be wise to not trust his experience in that regard.
Trym nods emphatically.
You were both there?
All three of
two-
us.
Yes.
Alvin waves.
He says, well, that gentleman is not part of the church, but you two are. I think it would be possible to convince the High Radiance that you have also some experience and possibly should be promoted. He starts scribbling something down.
Trym looks at Aldrik.
Aldrik shrugs. If that would be helpful. Sure.
Yes.
It couldn't hurt.
It couldn't hurt. But I'm more concerned about how we can unpromote Sunbright. Not that I really want to, hurt him or anything. He's a nice enough fellow. He's just...
I think we're probably past that point, Trym. At this point, it's more a matter of damage control, so to speak.
Would your promotion change your duties?
Aldrik looks back at Dawn Lord Nihilith.
That's an excellent question. And she looks back at him, too.
Only in the case if you were recalled for a direct fight against a lich.
I'm confident if there was a direct fight against a lich, we would happily return.
He says, he reaches into a drawer, he pulls out a seal and affixes it to a couple of sheets of paper. And he said, "Congratulations, Dawn Greeters."
We just got promoted? Okay.
Kind of like a quiet aside.
Did you say our new title is Dawn Greeter? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Okay.
Quiet aside to Duergrim. Said, "Do you have ranks with your god?"
No. This sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, it seems kind of weird to me. Their god ranks how important they are.
So anyway, I mean, I'll look over at Trym and then back at Nihilith. Well, if you don't have any further word on Murray or Whiteleaf, I don't know what further that we have to report other than that we continue to work with the council in this ongoing fight against the cult.
So no more exposure to any of these rune wells or anything like that.
Not on our end. I was going to ask if any of you, if you'd had any news about what happened with the last one that got away.
No, but we do have some members of the Order of the Aster who have been following what don't we call tainted coins eastward.
Eastward. Alright.
Yes, I mean that's where we encountered some of the tainted coins as well.
And tell me again, where was the last known location and objective of Whiteleaf?
Murray and Whiteleaf were both seen boarding a vessel heading to Baldur's Gate, but neither of them disembarked.
Do you know the vessel's name?
Yes, and I'll have to tell you later. I do have it.
Aldrik mentions,
I'll know why they didn't make it.
with regards to the coins, I suggest heading southeast along the tradeway down towards Dragonspear.
Okay, he's writing it down. Thank you.
One other matter, would it be possible for you to get us access to that member that we spoke of who is currently below the spires?
Yes, with permission from family.
Aldrik turns to Alvin.
Alvin shakes his head. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Aldrik turns back. Okay. We'll keep that in mind. I'm sure we can arrange permission if need be. Thank you. And then he turns to Trym. Trym, is there anything else?
She looks momentarily distracted and then looks up and... no, nothing else that I can think of.
Can I ask why you're interested in the person in question?
Well, we were present when it occurred, and just we're curious to how he was doing and if any progress is being made.
He was a friend of mine.
Well, I will say that our new High Dawn Lord of Healing has not shown any interest in that specific case. But I will tell you that there seems to be some progress, especially now that he has a champion back.
He does.
Aldrik looks up. Would this be Furont by any chance?
He kind of looks around. I will not say no.
Aldrik looks back at Trym and Alvin.
Trym shrugs.
Yeah. Alvin shrugs as well.
Thank you very much for the time, Don the Nihilith. Should you need to recall us, I suspect that either the council or Boris News would be able to make arrangements to contact us if we are not in Waterdeep at the time.
And he says, yes, as would Lathander.
Of course. Aldrik traces the symbol of Lathander there on his chest, right where his amulet is.
All right. And you guys are
We exit.
escorted out.
As we walk back, Aldrik will turn to the others. Well, and in the good news, there's nothing malign happening there. It appears to be simply a case of incompetence as opposed to evil.
I am more confused than ever how your church works. I don't understand your god's ranking system.
Oh, it's not Lathander's ranking system. It's the people's ranking system. Anytime you get a large group of people, particularly a group of humans together, they have to have a ranking system. That's just how it works.
Exactly.
And so now we've moved from one rank to another rank, and I don't even know what those ranks mean.
But nothing's changed?
Well, in the good news, it might help us if we need to have. We probably have a little bit more influence with the humans who are higher up now that we have a higher rank. So it might be helpful.
Yes, but it could also mean that we have more responsibilities. At this time, they know of our situation, and they prefer us to stay on the present course that we're on. But if at any point that course should change, then our responsibilities may well change as well.
So, if I am to understand the situation correctly, half of your party is tits deep in the politics of House Roldagast and Waterdeep and the power struggles there, whatever they are. The other half is neck deep in the bureaucracy and fetters of the human church of Lathander. Is that a fair summary?
Alvin nods. Yeah, that's about right.
That's pretty good.
Aldrik shrugs, and there's the whole thing where like your head goes kind of back and forth, where it's like, that's
Nah.
that's pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close, yeah.
Only minor quibble would be the implied derogatory comment there at the end, which we can perhaps leave for another time.
I mean, yeah, I'm not exactly super involved in World Gods politics. I'm only interested in one person. Oh, Acodo, so two people. I really don't care for much else.
I'm sure the much else may still care for you.
That's
It seems to be that way.
Yes, that's exactly the issue.
Well, I'm glad we'll be able to focus on the real threats and our ultimate goals without distraction.
Yeah, we've done a pretty good job so far.
In the good news, once we're outside of Waterdeep, things get much better, much clearer.
I like Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aldrik just kind of gives a very negative shrug.
If I were coming just for the yawning portal, I think I would like Waterdeep a little better.
There's too many people here.
Got a point there. Speaking of the yawning portal, I could really use a drink. Were we gonna do anything else?
No, I don't think we have any other plans until Lady Silverhand gets in touch with us again.
Great.
I'm certainly open to this Yawning Portal. Duergrim, would you like to join us?
That would be a pleasure.
Alvin?
Yeah, sure, I'll go. He kind of looks back at the temple as you leave, but he still follows.
Alright, and I think that's good for us, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So we will call it a night. During the week, I'll send Lady Silverhand's proposal on how you guys are going to go after Verum and any additional news that she may or may not have. And the price of the pearls, or prayer beads, sorry.
I can't wait for Duergrim to meet Jasmine.
Wait, who?
You mean who? Jasmine. What's wrong with you two?
Yeah.
Oh,
please.
Jasmine.
Aldrik still isn't.
Oh, that's right. Is that what you named the Revenant?
Yeah.
That's what he named the Revenant.
No, we named it something else. No, Jasmine something T.
Yeah.
Boy, I feel like I missed that part. Don't you know that you don't name them? If you name them, you get attached to them. It's harder to
Believe
kill
me,
them.
it's attached to me as it is.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's attached to Trym now,
Oh,
too.
Jasmine T Villager. That's what.
That's what it was. That's right. Duergrim, you're gonna get along great with her.
I can't wait to see what Tildon thinks of Duergrim.
Yeah, I'll tell you mixed feelings.
Yeah, I kind of figured she hasn't had enough time to assess him. We haven't gotten into any conflicts where she can disagree with his opinion. So.
The real key is where will she rank him kind of in the hierarchy. That's the real key.
Yeah.
Right.
Where will he fall
Kale.
on the hit
She
list?
lost
Oh,
Kale.
now that
so-
Kill's gone, Acodo's number 1. Damn it.
Exactly.
Wait, where does that put Alvin? Is he number 2?
uh,
Why am I number 2?
That silence is like.
Who's Tildon?
Oh, that's her greatsword.
Oh, yeah. It'll be fun. You'll like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see.
Of course, she-
Duergrim makes no promises to like anything.
It's her quote-unquote good greatsword.
Tildon may be the only thing
Yeah.
ruder than Duergrim.
Yeah. We met
Duergrim's only rude to nonsensible people.
I stand by my statement.
Yeah, Tildon doesn't limit herself in that manner.
She's rude to everyone. Though she really does like Browning.
That's because Browning
Which makes me uncomfortable, and I don't know why.
is just a pure ball of anger and wants to kill things. That's why.
Yeah, Browning made a comment about wanting to smash Alvin over the head repeatedly with a sword, and Tildon was like, "Let's do this. I like this kid."
Wow.
Wow. That's that's the good sword.
I knew Browning hates Alvin. Not quite that much.
I don't think she quite put it that way.
Pretty close. Her dogs are gonna hold him down, and she's gonna
Yeah.
smash him over the head with a sword. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, smash. That's true. She wasn't
Yes.
talking about cutting off his head though.
Oh no, she didn't. She didn't.
Oh, how kind of her.
She just wanted to beat him up really good.
So, but Trym is.
Yeah, and Hazaron's the bad one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
Significantly more polite.
Yeah.
He's 100%.
That sword was great. It was awesome.
I actually have a
I
plan.
liked.
We ought to take Duergrim down into Boris' basement and have him hold the sword.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm a-
man. That would put him at the top of Tildon's list immediately.
Making me Duergrim nicer.
Oh man.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just wait. All kinds of fun stuff.
Oh yes.
It'll be fine. Fine.
Oh man. Well, it's been
Okay.
fun.
Just wait until Duergrim finds out about Acodo's background. That'll be the best.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. It was fun.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Good night.
night.
Welcome, Paul. Good job.
Yes.
Hey, good to have you, Paul. Good night, all.
I guess.
Good night.